Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some EVE Online. Welcome also to sisi, the test server for EVE Online. I'm sure you can tell since I'm currently docked in a Tatara, one of the new large refineries set up by CCP for a mass test. And it looks pretty damn cool. So this is definitely looking like an industrial facility. And here is the mining laser that you can see right in the middle. That's where we fire off the shots to grab a chunk out of the moon. And what you're seeing next to that is actually the tractor beam. So if I look towards the moon, look at that beautiful chunk of moon that is being tractored towards the refinery, and then at a chosen time the owner of the refinery will be able to detonate that, creating a field, an asteroid field that will yield Tech 2 material. So pretty damn cool. And the steps for this mass test are basically that we start docked in this Tatara, then we'll jump to XBV, we'll go towards a, I'm not sure what the medium one is called, don't know that by heart. Let's take a quick look if I can find it here, the Athenor. We'll have to dock and undock, then we'll have to shoot the Athenor, and then we have the classical fight at the end of a mass test. And capitals can't dock inside one of these refineries, so they have to stay tethered around it, which you can see right there. The Rorcal can dock at it apparently, so that's pretty cool. There's a Rorcal. And maybe I should just preemptively undock as well. I am actually a little bit curious to take a closer look at the undock, and so let's do that. Let's go into orbit camera. So here is the battleship undock, or well, just the yeah, it's probably the battleship undock here in the middle. Battle cruiser as well, destroyers too. So you've got a little bit of everything that comes out here. That's quite a lot of noise coming from that. So when you zoom out, the noise is gone. Someone self-destructed a Titan over there. And oh yeah, let's also do this. Get the wrapper here. That's offensive. That's offensive. We'll do this here. And then let's go into the tactical camera. And then let's see if we can get a little bit closer to that chunk. Yeah, we can. Oh, that's not. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. Amazing. Now that looks great. Chunk extra large at 944 kilometers. And it is slowly being tracked towards the Tatara. And I think that timer may be what indicates when it's going to be ready or in the right position to actually be blown up again by the laser. As always, I'm in Fleet W, and it's the first mass test of September. First thing that I notice here, 300 people in local at the start of the test. So definitely looks like things are heating up a little bit after the summertime when it comes to these mass tests. And here's a nice close look at that chunk. And so that's the new mechanic that is being introduced with the next expansion that is coming in October. And so these chunks are slowly, this chunk is slowly being tractored into the right position. And I think when that timer will be done, it will be in the right position, and then the owner will be able to blow that up, creating an asteroid field. Looks pretty damn cool to me. Let's get back towards our ship here. And let's maybe get, all right, start to align. I know that we'll have to go towards XBV as always. So maybe I'll align for that. Keep an eye on the broadcasts as well. And we're just waiting on a bit more, 325 already in local now. So this is going to be decently tough, I think, on the client. So we're actually going to hide the brackets just to be ready for that. And we are also going to do a look at the FPS monitor on a GTX 980. So not the best card anymore, but can definitely handle EVE Online very well. And I like the design of the Tatara. Having undocked on this one now, at first I was a little bit hesitant about this big bulk that is basically overshadowing the undock, but you're out of the range of the entire facility decently quickly. So I think it's okay. I think it's suitable. This looks pretty cool to me. We'll start the test in about 1 minute. That means I still have about a minute to fill here. Let's take maybe a quick look. Here's the wreck at most of the fleets around here, and also our fleet, 120 members for 314 locals. So fleet W is typically the underdog, and I'm seeing lots of capitals on the field here actually. Some sort of bubble is pushed, which will get blown away or removed by CCP pretty quickly. There are pretty strict rules here. Normally no PvP outside of the PvP part of the test, etc. So we've got a nice looking Aeon. We've got quite a few dreadnoughts there as well. A Titan on the field too. Yeah, dreadnoughts, yeah, quite a few. A bit of vertical supremacy there as well. It's actually normal. Let's get started. Please undock from the the Tatara, sorry, and let's probably align as I am to XBV. Yeah, lots of dreadnoughts. I think this is normal because, of course, we are also gonna take a look at the new firing effects. I think all part of the test and also a test for performance. So let's also do move drones to medium, just so that I have these folders up, and then these guys to small. So now everybody should be undocking. Ooh, yeah, look at that. That's actually pretty beautiful. Let's actually get into this view. So there you go. That's a massive undock from that Tatara, a massive fleet that was built there, you could say. Well, no, actually it's a refinery. It's not a production facility, but ready to go out there and shoot some stuff. Pretty cool. And yeah, you're undocking under that ring, and apparently in this case right underneath the laser as well. And up to 360. Not bad, not bad. Definitely pretty respectable number. That's gonna give the servers and the clients some real work this time. So a decent amount of battleships here as well. That's good to see. Yeah, quite a few capitals on the field as well. They're probably gonna make short work of us. So everybody's undocked, and I'm aligning. If you observe any bugs, then please, of course, as always, we'll report that on F12 and make a bug report. That's why we are here on CC. But all of this is seemingly working out all right. I do have dry throat, but okay. Come on, CCP. Habakkuk, tell us that we can warp. That is actually a pretty nice fleet. The skins, I mean, you know, you're starting to notice some of them. There's lovely Megatron, skin Megatron. I think those will be Paladins. Yeah, those are actually Paladins. That looks like it's maybe... Oh, that's actually Kronos, so that could be normal as well. Well, not that many. Ooh, down there, Dominic's. I don't mind them at all. I actually think that they add a little bit of color and flavor to the game. So I personally can't wait for them to come out with sort of a corporation or alliance skin. I think that would really make the skin system worth it. And yeah, the player base would enjoy that greatly, I think. But at the moment, I think most of the skins are pretty cool. Aligned to the FD? No, we are in the FD. So that's not gonna work. I think XBV. Yeah, aligned to XBV. That's what he meant. So there we go. That should be a pretty big turn on the entire fleet there as well, aligning with B. And yeah, sharing overview settings. Everything reset pretty recently here, so I also lost quite a bit of stuff on overview and things like that. So I think this is just a general one. Oh, and this is all. That's maybe not too great. We'll actually go for the PvP one. Then we'll again do the hide all brackets. As everybody is aligning, except some of the capitals. Well, no, they're slowly turning as well. And there we go. 383 in local now, 138 in Fleet W. And the mass test will begin any moment now. And in the background, the new large refinery width. That's really impressive. Looks great. The big chunk of moon that's been blocked out. But actually, let's see if I still have time. We'll quickly try that to see, like, behind. There you go. So that's the crater in the moon where this chunk has been pulled out of. Pretty cool. Of course, I'm missing it. Warp to XBV. Warp to location. So CCP Claymore is our FC for Fleet W. Off we go. And I will see yeah, what it's gonna be like to fire at one of these in the next system. And I'm in warp with a rattlesnake from the fleet. Cool. As we're landing, and maybe take a few from behind. There they come. Performance here, yep, 60 FPS, not much to report. A little bit of a dip here and there, but definitely okay in my book so far. This is the classical starting point of a mass test. We usually start on this gate. So let's hope that the... Can I select it? Yeah, there we go. Let's hope that the jump goes smoothly. Please don't lag out, please don't lag out. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had these kinds of numbers for a mass test, so it is going to be interesting, I think. Still, one thing to keep in mind, I think sisi is now the old TQ when it comes to servers, so this is probably some pretty cool hardware that's running all of this. Not as good as TQ itself, since that's been replaced like last year or the year before that with some really cool tech. But on sisi, honestly, in like the last few years, I've definitely not noticed any like super complete game-breaking bugs or performance issues. In general, from my experience on the mass tests, this has been a decently stable period in the development of EVE Online. So hopefully the turrets don't change that up, of course. And there's a lot of white here. That does look really cool, I feel, on the Dreadnought here with the 3 colors. I think that looks pretty damn cool. I took a black cold iron skin for the turrets. But this does look really nice. This skin right there. And then we've got a completely red vertical supremacy. Now we need to jump. So let's do that. Completely red. That's maybe not that fitting for EVE Online, but I think CCP wants to give us more complex skins, and I think those will be more popular than just a straight up one color paint job. So here we are. Let's get through. We also actually have a bit of Sino action here as well. As performance, yeah, very fast jump, 60 FPS. Local already at 326, so that's going up decently fast. I think we'll get 400 people. And let's see if structures, mass test at Nor. Let's assume that we have to align in that direction. Some people are already warping as well. And up there, I think, is that... No, that could be a Canid skin or cold iron again in the Revelation. Right, yeah, I did this. Structures, mastist, Athenor, align. Worked just fine. So if we have a warp to command here, I'll take it from the fleet history this time, see if that works. But yeah, for now everything works functionally and as we expected. You can of course go look for that, but as you can see, quite a few people are putting stuff up in the system, so having to go through all of this is not the most optimal way of finding your way there. Align, align, align. Questions here. Yeah, exactly. Masters can indeed be pretty tough on the PC, especially 378, 79. With this many people. That's why it's a mass test. It's always a little bit of stress testing there as well. Warp to the Athenor. Let's wait for the command in fleet. And dock if you're not in a capital ship. Let's see if we get a command. Yeah. Warp to location.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, that worked as well. No problems. So right click menu. I'm pretty sure if you do look for it on the list that all of that is going to work without too much trouble. And then we have to dock up. But I'm not noticing any problems. 391. And was there something I was thinking about? Oh yeah, everything on the tactical overview is up and running. So I could disable that. Some people don't really like it that much. Although it gives a lot of good information. When there's 300-400 people on grid, it does make for a lot of white lines and a lot of arrows. So maybe I'll take this one out as well. But as I've said, there was like a reset, I think a new mirror from TQ not that long ago, but also quite a few of your settings have been lost in that event. So lots of stuff has to be reset, and I still have to do that as well. So we are again right next to a moon. As we arrive, do I see a laser here on this one? Not right away. Some people are already firing at it. I still need to dock up. So it's at 0. I can dock. There we go. We are docked up. The undock again, aiming straight for the moon. Yeah, no laser fitted apparently. And then here, I'm choosing the outside view here at the moment, where our capitals are already laying siege on the medium refinery, and so it's basically the same, except you don't have this massive overhead on the undock here, which personally, from the aesthetic point of view, I prefer this one. I prefer the medium one over the large one. The large one is just so bulky. It looks so, I don't know, not logical to have that massive overhang here. Nobody could fly there. Here, you know, it looks like it's just gonna be ready for accidents when too many ships undock. Here, it makes sense. You undock, you're clear of the entire structure, which is behind you. And I prefer this one, just from a looks department. So we are docked, I'm not sure. Let's quickly do an enter ship hangar as well, but for now the performance is still definitely okay. So of course we have the classical hangar here, just like in any structure, and you can always view from outside as well. Let's see how that loads up. A little bit more to load, a little bit on the performance as well, but I think that that's mostly with this fleet here on grid. 420 in local as well, so that is going to take some time. Let's press undock as requested. Take a look at the camera or at what's happening. Yeah, all right. So I think early on with the structures there was this some problems when it came to tactical and orbit camera when you were undocking, but here everything works out and looks quite normal. And yeah, you do have a difference. So this time we undock on the bottom right. So other people undock at the center and down there, but It's mostly the smaller ships in the middle. That's interesting. And then the battleships from the bottom. Okay, let's also target this baby. After all, we will have to shoot it. Or at least take care of the shields, I think. And if we want to, we could maybe try to grab one of these big guys. Not sure what if that's a Titan. Not sure if that's going to have anything all too visible. But yeah, there we go. If I can grab you on the Nagelfar. With the guns firing. I think this looks good. Again, this is actually my favorite gun effect so far. I think they're all the cannons. Anything else that we could take a look at? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, the Moros is definitely firing as well. With the little puff of smoke. And blah. Yeah, one thing to note, I do agree, it was a comment that was mentioned during on the video from the last mass test, that you do get these jerky actions from the guns sometimes. Like that. There you go, you just saw it. When they're like maybe reloading or aligning towards another point that they're firing at. And that is very jerky. It would be cooler and definitely less emergent braking if that would just logically not happen so suddenly, but just be like a small transition. I haven't really been given the order to shoot at it just yet, but I guess we'll get started. Alright, just as I say this, do not shoot anything else. No smart bombs, please. So let's add this. I think we'll be at 0. Yeah, we are already at the damage cap, of course, with 413 local now. That gives me maybe the chance to try and grab tactical camera view and then see if we can maybe look at some more effects. Should be something cool to look at. Let's maybe take a look at the Megatron here. Can we spot your guns that are firing? Right there. And then of course he's refusing to fire. God damn it. Then we'll move on to a Macarial with the dorsal guns and another one in the background there. Yeah, a little toned down maybe on this one. And I would have to really, yeah, go into the orbit camera and then go like this to get a close view of the guns. Again, yeah, the jerky movement, it does, look at that, it does happen on that shot again. And then it's because it's moving, and so there's like a different angle to take, and sometimes that, yeah, doesn't look all that great, but overall I think it still looks pretty neat. And now I've got some sort of beam lasers going, all black, and then oh, that's interesting. So this is definitely pretty, yeah, toned down quite a bit when it comes to the lasers. They're basically very sharp laser beams firing at the target now. Much less of a big lightning blast or light blast right on top of the turret, and probably on the impact as well. And here again you do see that motion that they jerk towards their other targets like that, which is not entirely satisfying. Maybe I should file a bug report about that, if they could look at it. One thing to note, of course, this looks a lot better from far away, right? You can see that you're not just firing everything at a single hard point. Especially here on the battleships, you can see that we are firing lasers and bullets and missiles. Well, you don't see that many missiles because of the nature of the mass test, but you can see it's going all over the different hit places on the Tatara. And I think personally that this looks a lot better. For me, this looks a lot cooler than when everything is firing at a single point. Now I am actually interested in seeing what it looks like on the capital front here. So let's get in on that fleet, and then let's go take a look at what they are doing. They're firing at just a couple. So we've got 1, 2, and then 3 points of attack here. And so I guess it's because they're aligned towards a different part of the model, and so only these 3 are shown in range. But yeah, for the smaller ships actually, then you've got these smaller impact points that you're seeing from the lasers, for instance, and they're on the side. So that's interesting. Maybe that makes sense as well. You could say that, well, the capital ships are a bit more coordinated, and they will actually fire on one spot because they are sieging these down, trying to do the maximum amount of damage and get the entire structure down as quickly as possible. Performance is what I'm noticing here now, 23 FPS, something like that. Decently responsive. I feel okay, comfortable. Oh, I should probably actually slow down here because we are slowly drifting out of range. So let's stop this up so that I can grab a bit of cap. Doesn't matter that much, we're on the damage cap anyways. I'll start aligning boycotts. That's usually where we have to go. So let's do align 2 on that. And then let's maybe also, again, go take a quick look, if I can, at some of the other ships. That's quite a bit different again. And let's take a look at this. Aiming feels a little smoother. Let's see what they're doing. This one feels pretty smooth actually. I'm not seeing that much of a jerky action when they're well, a little bit on the top right ones here. So yeah, we'll have to see. But the lasers, I feel like they're actually toned down quite a bit, but that doesn't look worse. I think that actually does make sense. They're very sharp light beams with destructive power. Next up here, we are, goddammit, my mistake, chewing through the last bits of the structure. 7%. So I'm going to undo that, and then we'll look at the explosion, of course. But yeah, I think you can see, especially on some of those ships, how they're firing in all different directions. And let's fire my own. Yeah, some firing to the left, and then some firing middle right. Interesting. And again, let's look from a bit further away. Yeah, a little bit all over the place. Very cool in my opinion. Lost 3%. And my shots do exactly 0 damage, so there's no need to push it too much. FPS down to 20. Let's take a look at the explosion. See if that works out. 460 in local, almost 500 people. Yeah, I think there is a clear difference between summertime and after the summer. And there goes the refinery. FPS back up to 30 because we're no longer shooting. These are pretty cool explosions, of course, starting on the left side here and then critical failure spreading through the entire structure. Well, this is actually a long explosion. I think it could be the longest one we've seen yet here. And down there, all of that on fire. And then the generator blows up and you've got the typical structure explosion. So that looks the same. It looks just cool enough, I think, that it's definitely okay to keep it. And quick view of the wreck here. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Obviously an explosion right at the core has taken care of this refinery. I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. And then, so that's the wreck. I think that they're like fixing the HP on this. Yeah, look at that. People are firing at it, but it has quite a bit of HP. So you're not just going to one-shot a wreck like this to try and destroy the loot from your enemies. That's actually going to take some time. Not sure how the salvaging of that works exactly, or potential loot drops, but yeah, it definitely has quite a bit more HP. And we're back at 40 FPS at least. Fleet W, jump to point dot and set up the gate camp. All right, Stargate, point dot. Let's jump and yeah, let's do the final part as well. Normally, again, 464 with 155 members, I think we're gonna get creamed pretty quickly. But that's all part of being part of the Fleet W in mass testing. You are the underdog. So if you ever come to a mass test, make sure to join Fleet W. That's where the fun is. And X is coming and then holding. Okay. Still lots of fleet invites. Yep, some people are a bit late. And so I'm just going to look for a target at optimal 15 kilometers. Add my medium drones. As goddamn, someone passes me. What the hell? Wait your turn. But again, actually a warp with 2, which is pretty cool. Here we'll be landing. That does look good from this, with the blue light from the star hitting that fleet. Yeah, very nice. Back at 60 as well. Pretty smooth jump. Not much to say. We're just gonna do an orbit at current so that we are at least in motion. And then I really, again, yeah, my overview is completely screwed. So let's take a look here at the Bargus that is not in fleet. He's rushing back to he's rushing back to the gate because he'll get fired upon. And so, bad overview. No need to put that in the comments. You can if you want to, but I know. It was because of a reset. There we get a sacrilege. Let's maybe target this guy. If you're not in the fleet, you're an enemy. Fleet X is still holding. He's on my optimal. Engage lasers. Whoa. Down he goes. Pacifier. Then we also have this guy. I'm not sure if he just blew up or what. Orca 12. It's been a long time since I've actually seen like an Orca explode. That would actually be decently interesting. So let's keep a close eye on him. Engage. Poor Orca. Getting wrecked. There we go. Let's take a look at that Orca explosion. Ooh. Server didn't really get the time to do so. Okay, what else we got here? A skiff at 10. X is still holding, so these are people that, well, shouldn't have been here. Hurricane. Gone. Skiff probably gone by the time that I actually managed to target him. Oh, no, there we go. Just gonna add some damage. 1100, in fact. least we get some action. And then Macariel. Let's see if we get a chance to look at his hull explosion. So there we go. He's taken care of. Yes. Ah, damn. Well, it's close enough. Right there. So that's what I wanted to see for the Orca as well. Never really seen that. But didn't get the chance. Let's see if we can send these guys home. Not sure if I'll have the time. Get ready. We are ready. It's only 1:55. We were gonna get creamed quite badly, but it'll be fun. We got to shoot some stuff already. Oh, that's actually a fax going down. And you can see our capital numbers are like lacking a little bit as well. Jump and fight. So let's just look for something non-capital that's in range. Targeting Baden. Okay, thorax. Alright, not sure how or why he disappeared. Oh my god, there are the Titans. Look at that. Gonna AoE us down very quickly. Yeah, Erebus, Nyx, that's what's in range for me here at the moment. Well, we do have a Pilgrim very nearby, so I'm gonna start targeting you. Anything else? Here is a Typhoon. We could try to target the Typhoon here. And let's see if we can actually fire at something. There's a Pilgrim at 10 from an ISD, so that may not be... doesn't seem to be doing much. Alright, then we'll move to the Typhoon at 16. Let's see if we can do some damage on him. Needs shields. Anything being called? Not exactly. And I'm being targeted by a Tempest. Let's counter target that baby. Thorax might be able to do something against those guys as well. And then, of course, the butchering of Fleet W starts. So that's just not gonna work out, and that one is already far too far away. Maybe the Thorax. Let's see if there's something we can do against him. Fire! Fire lasers. He's got a decent tank on that. So just the Tempests, but not really firing at me just yet. Alright, he's down. That's good. We can grab the Executor, maybe. In the meantime, yeah, that's probably going to be too far away. I could try Aurora. What kind of range do I have with that? Ooh, quite a long range. Let's see if I can actually hit this with him. We'll start asking for some armor. Oh, well, we got some help. And do I hit? Yeah, but they're just tiny compared to what I should be doing. So we're gonna go after the Executor next. That one's actually okay for my Gleam. And this is okay. Of course, there's this tie-dye at the moment at 80%. We're down to 20 frames per second. But just saw me switching targets, switching ammo. Okay, why the hell not? I think it works all right so far. Anything else that's a little bit smaller? Maybe the Myrmidon. And an Apostle from us is helping us out. That's nice. Of course, if there's neuting as well, then my lasers aren't gonna do too well. But maintain fire. Executor is almost in armor. He's actually getting away. Damn it. Let's switch to the Myrmidon. That's at good range. Fortunately, I don't have a lot of cap, but let's try to do some good hits. There we go. Half his shield's gone. That was a good hit. Do I know where he is? Yeah, there. Okay. Blop. Shield's gone. Let's hope he doesn't have too much tank. He has one of ours tackled quite badly. I actually want to go and take a look at him. So he's got one of our Feroxes tackled. And then my laser beams. This actually looks really good. Look at my laser beams hitting him. Not in one spot, but all over the place. Now he's half armor. I'm webbed and neutered as well. So I only have like a couple shots in me, maybe. Let's give it a try. And he's gonna get saved as his armor is coming back. But that was really cool. Far cooler than before. where your shots don't land in just one spot, but they're actually a little bit all over the place, which I think is pretty cool. We can maybe take a look at what's happening with the Stradios here. If only I could fire, but yeah, no capacitor, no batteries, so it's gonna become a problem. I am pretty brick tanked, so the fact that they're going after me is not really bad. And here again, let's try to take a look at where the shots are coming from. Nothing all too serious on the Stradios. Gonna take another look at that one. There's the Myrmidon. He is getting quite a bit of help, and then me, what's happening for me? Yeah, I'm being attacked by the Megatron down here. I'm out of cap, there's nothing I can do. And so, but that looks so good. Look at the exchange, the barrage that the Megatron now fires at me from underneath. It's really cool. And it's not just in one spot anymore. It's look at that double. This looks really nice. Look at that. So much better than everything firing in a single spot. Big plus here. Look at that. So cool. And I'm being repped as well, so we can enjoy this view quite a bit longer here. Very nice, in my opinion. Those guys are still going after him. And I put pretty much everything in tanks, so this is why I'm actually staying alive a little bit longer than normally. So it's a brick tank that they're firing through. They'll get me eventually, of course, but just yeah, thank you. Actually, looks absolutely amazingly good in my book. Someone is still trying to help me. Thank you very much, Logistics from Fleet W, granting me more really cool footage. So that you can see that they're basically firing all over the place, not just in one spot. Very cool. I wish that there may be some lasers or something from another side as well. But it won't be long anymore now. Although the Megatrons are a bit further away. Well, yeah, the reps keep coming as well. And oh, there's the fire. That's maybe, yeah, look, let's look at that here. There's the fire from the Tempest right there, firing at me from the front. And you can see if he's still firing. God damn it. Don't stop firing at me now. We need to see this. But you could see from time to time, it's really cool how it doesn't all go to a single spot. And not sure why I'm going entirely white here. That's maybe a bug that I'll need to report because, oh, I've been potted at the same time. That explains that. Anyways, hope you guys like this. I thought that this was a pretty cool mass test. Thank you very much for watching. And now there's Rex in the background. Very cool. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time.
Warp drive active.